Okay guys, we're out here this morning at the barn. We're going to be pouring a footing, and I'm going to show you a little bit about, this is a different style footing from the other ones that we showed. I'm not using rebar in this one, I'm actually using expanded metal in it. And I'm going to show you about how we put our rod chairs in this particular style footing that I'm going to pour, plus what's called a grade stake and its purpose. So we get down here, what this right here is, this is expanded steel to go into concrete to help hold it together instead of rebar, and we've got our number 2 rod chairs sitting underneath it to hold it up. These are called grade stakes, and what these is a piece of treated wood. We measure the distance from the string that we want down to the top of this grade stake. That's our block work right here, and the top of this grade stake will be the top of the cement. When we pour our cement, we'll keep it level with the top of these grade stakes here. That tells us we're level. And right before the cement starts drying good, we'll drive this grade stake on down in the ground and get it below the cement, and then put a little cement back in the hole and fill it up. That way we're able to keep our footing all level when we're pouring our footings here. So this is one of the ways that we do it, and we're going to begin to use this little mixer over here because of where we're at. We can't get a concrete truck in here. We've got the neighbor's mixer, and we're going to mix one bag at a time and pour it in there till we get this footing poured. Okay guys, we're using the mixer, like I said, one bag at a time. We're pouring the concrete. Here's what I was talking about letting the concrete run up to the top of the grade stake right here. I like to keep it about an eighth to a quarter above the grade stake, because concrete, when it dries, it shrinks. So that's the goal. And then as this dries a little bit more, we'll drive the grade stakes on down in and fill it in with concrete. And that way you'll have a solid footing. It's just a good way to get your concrete level whenever when you're pouring your footings. Guys, we've got our first row of blocks. I set them down in the cement. In my theory, a block that's sitting in the cement is a lot stronger at the ground than one that has mortar under the bottom of it. And I know it's a little more aggravating to do that, but you know what? At least they're not going to blow out at the bottom. Now I'm fixing to come back and put my rebar in them, and we will be ready for the second course of blocks and mortar. Okay guys, we've got the first line done. We've got to let this dry for about 24 hours so that the blocks will be secure in the concrete and there'll be no danger of moving them and breaking them loose. Then we're going to come back and put the other row of blocks on, mortar all the joints, fill the holes full of concrete, put the anchor bolts in, and we'll be ready for our wall. Okay guys, y'all can see the tops of these blocks here have these holes in them. What we're doing is we're taking our little shovel here in our bucket full of dry cement mix, our ready mix, and we're putting about 1/2 to 3/4 of a hole full of cement in each one of these. And the reason we're doing that, instead of waiting until we put the top block on it and fill it all the way, is these petition blocks are solid in the bottom of them here. They have like a tiny slit in them, and we can't pour through from this side and it go down into these. So now that we have these blocks set, we're going to fill this level to the top with cement so that these blocks will be solid. And then when we lay these on top of it, we'll do the same thing. We'll fill these with cement, and our anchor bolts will actually go in these holes here. This right here is extremely thin in the bottom here where these holes are. I mean, you can take something and just tap it and you can knock that out. See how it pops out like that? What we'll do is, where we have a rebar at, we'll just tap it out with a little hammer and let it slide down over this part right here to get done. But now that we've got these half full of cement, what we're going to do is we're going to come back and take some water. We're going to pour some water in each one of them. This is just like, it's basically like doing a post hole with cement. We're just going to come back and pour a little water in it. Don't take a lot of water, because what this is doing, the cement is sucking the water out of this too. That's in this is drawing up water out of that for the bottom part of this. And then what we'll do is come back, now that we put water in it, I'm going to put a little bit of extra water, because these blocks is kind of dry. I'm going to put a little bit of extra water, and then we'll come back and take the cement, our ready mix, and we're going to pour it in there like that. And we'll just keep doing it until we get it up to the top. And that's all they are to putting up a wall like this. Now we'll do the exact same thing when we lay our next blocks on top of it and get all of our mortar joints in. We'll come back and pour more dry cement in the top of them holes, put the concrete in there like we did, water it. We'll stick our anchor bolt down in the depth that we want, and then we'll just leave it till it dries and we'll be ready to put our top plate on. Okay guys, we're fixing to start a new footing on this side. This is a completely different kind of footing than the one we poured over there. We've got our cement mixture set up. We're going to be starting at the post, coming this way as we come out, pouring it. We're going to mix our cement in here. We'll be able to flip this completely over to that side. So that's kind of the plan. We're going to see how it goes. That footing over there was kind of a flat footing. The last video we showed there, clip, it was flat in the ground. This is a formed up footing. It's narrower and taller, so therefore we have to have the rebar in this one. We didn't have to have that in the other one. We could just put the expanded metal down in it because it laid flat on the ground. right. Looking under that rebar. Okay guys, what we're doing here, these are our anchor bolts. Some people call them J bolts, some call them anchor bolts. What I'm doing is sticking that anchor bolt down in the concrete, turning it and hooking this part here up under that top rebar that I put through here. That way there's no way it can come up unless it pulls the rebar and the concrete and everything out of the ground. So we're going to put 3 on this wall about 4 feet apart. And I think that'll be more than sufficient for underneath here. Okay guys, I finally finished all the concrete work and the block work and everything. It's been a journey doing this mostly by myself. Had a couple of people help along the way, but it's been predominantly by myself. And you realize when you get to be a certain age that things don't go as easy as they used to. It's a lot more work now, but we've got it. And hopefully we can show you the next phase will be the framing up of the walls in here and how we're going to be doing that. And guys, it's a blessing to be this far along with it at this point. So thank y'all from Deep South Homestead.